Building your barn with barn plans. For a free shed plan and a free 10-day mini course on shed building, visit http://www.professionalshedplans.com. Again, that's http://www.professionalshedplans.com. Let's be honest, there's nothing quite as fun as building a barn. There are many reasons for which you might choose to build a barn, though in the past they were typically used for the storage of animals and other farm supplies. These days, however, barn plans can be quite a bit more inclusive, and they may in fact involve the storage of various tools. More than a few people out there currently use their barn as a workshop, and that could include anything from welding to woodworking to ironworking. You will need to make sure you draw up the right barn plans before you actually dive into creating your barn. And as you are doing so, you will need to question whether you wish to use this barn for animal storage. You can actually build a dual-purpose barn if you so desire, though it'll take a bit more work. Good dual barn plans will include a partition between sections so that you can do your work on one half of the barn while your animals live happily on the other. If you are keeping dogs or chickens on the other side, you can build a loft that holds all of the animals' food as well as their bedding materials. Some people will choose to have their loft take up half of the barn's usable space, and others will make it a bit smaller. If you wish to become even more creative, you might try to turn the loft into more of an attic and having hatch access. Another aspect of good barn plans is the animal's well-being, and this will most certainly involve ensuring that they can exit the barn when they need to. As with designing a chicken coop, your barn plans will need to include some type of attached yard, and that yard needs to be accessible to your animals at all times unless the weather conditions are not optimal. You will also need to plan for insulation, at least on the animal side of the barn, and this will typically mean that you need to place the insulation between studs and cover it with plywood to ensure that your animals cannot eat it from the wall. After all, animals are expensive. These are just a few of the things that you will need to know before you actually start building your barn. It's a huge undertaking and there are many possibilities. Just remember that it can be very difficult to change your plans in the middle of the build, so plan everything ahead of time. For a free shed plan and a free 10-day mini course on shed building, visit http://www.professionalshedplans.com.